Howdy dowdy, and let's get rowdy with the Royal Key recap. Welcome to The Anonymous, episode 1 official recap. And so official recap. I'm not nobody official. Sorry, y'all. I just be talking so much. You know how you be talking so much, and like you really just, I be doing that. Anyway, I wanted to talk to y'all about the first episode of Anonymous. So if you haven't seen my video, I did a video sort of my first impressions and sort of like what the Anonymous is. If you want sort of that backdrop, I did like a quick little like 10, however long the video is gonna be video. And so getting to that. So I took my notes, child, and so I want to get through everything. So it starts off with a meet and greet. We meet all the people. I already said my first impressions of them. We meet Danny. I don't remember if Danny stands for something, but Danny is the sort of AI that's like sort of like having them sort of gather in the house, telling them, child, when to eat, when to drink, when to move. Shout out to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And letting them know that if they want to win, they need to have a successful double life. There's the roundhouse and the square house that you kiki in, and that's where you meet with everybody. That's where you're like, hi, hello, my name is. And then there's the hideout when you hide behind sort of your, I don't even think I said that part of the first video. I don't remember. But anywho, there's the emblems that you sort of hide behind. And so people pick different icons and sort of like, I'm the fan, or I'm the plug, the calculator. And so it's to, one, make people not guess that it's you. And so you're the anonymous, meaning that you have sort of the option and the power at the end of the day to get rid of and eliminate whoever's on the chopping block. And so going into that, they did the I forgot what it's called. What is it? It's a memory files competition. So the memory files competition is essentially sort of a sequence of different icons. Like everyone picked their icons, and so it's like, okay, we're gonna pick these little icons, these emojis. You're going to get it in one sequence, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. And so that means it's going to be 10 different icons going in whatever random order, and you're going to have to remember those icons. I'm horrible at memory. Like, not horrible. Like, I can remember a story. I can remember what you tell me. But things like that, oh, baby, put me in the beginning. Put me in the front. And so there are some people who nominated to be like, oh, I'll go with 1. I'll go with 2. I feel like put me in a good 5. Put me in a good 6. You get, I guess I didn't write it down, but you get like a certain amount of money for however many icons you get right. And so I think it's like $250. Let's go with that. And because the prize is like $100,000 in the end, you get like $250 per each icon. Girl, you just don't have $250 with me. Put me in the beginning. Let me think, okay, it's a map. All right, go next. Let me be the cheerleader. Right? Like, that's where I thrive in these sort of situations of like cheering people on, telling them what strategy should work for them, knowing that they not gonna work for me, child. And so we did that, or they did that. Hopefully this video doesn't mess up. I'm recording different video quality so I can keep on going with my episodes, because it's not that many, or I don't plan on talking that much because I want these recaps to be quick, short, concise, to the point. But I was out tonight, and so I did record a lot of videos. Y'all know how on our phone they got it, whatever. I'm gonna cut all this stuff out, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really great at editing, so we'll see how it goes. But you know how we have those people who not that we have the people. Apple, yeah, I'm definitely taking this out. But yeah, Apple got to store my stuff on my iCloud because I have enough storage. I pay for enough storage. Quit playing with me, phone. Let me pull out my computer. Let me call Portia. Anywho, talking about memory files, talking about how there are some people who sort of stood up and said, you know what, I'm gonna show that I be the baddie bee, Barbie Tings, you know, whatever. I don't know, copyright, please don't get me cutting this out. But anyway, on memory files, we have the people who sign up to do the easiest, and we have the people who sign up to sort of like show their stuff and be like, oh, I want not invulnerability, girl. I want security, I want protection, immunity, sorry. And there's people who want immunity in the end. And so it's whoever's the last to go, they get the immunity. And so we had everybody go on. Chris says, let's go, it's cooking. Night 1. Oops. Nope. Ooh. I fucked up. guess I didn't. Huh. Okay. Didn't really do. Um. So essentially, in the Memories Falls competition, oops. So essentially, in the Memories Falls competition, it was set up to see sort of like who was gonna be the easiest, who wanted to go the easiest route and go with like the fewer amount of things they need to remember, who wanted to go to the end, who wanted to get their immunity, whoever is sort of the last person to go gets immunity. And so the person with one, you're immune and you're fine, you get us some money, woohoo. But the person who's like at 5, 6, 7, if they can get all 7 or all 8 of those correct, they're going to get immunity. And the person who's 9 or after them doesn't get it, then oh, Tough T says, Kitty, I got it. And so ended up being Robbie. Shout out to my girl. She won. And I thought it made her stand out to me more. And my sort of first impression, I was like, she looks like a cute girl. She looks like she's going to connect with people, but I didn't really see a competitor in her. She said she was a poker player, I believe. Yeah, she said she was a poker player, but like, people say they're poker players on these games all the time, and like, what does that actually and truly mean? And so, sister gagged me with her memory, and so shout out to Robbie. We get into sort of night 1. Chris says, let's get cooking. Literally make a comment about pit personalities. I didn't like that too much. Dylan, really impressed me when he was talking to the people, and they're like, who are we sort of like not clicking with, or who's sort of like, who's on our mind? Let's say it all, 1, 2, 3, go. I think that when you allow people, like in these types of games, you need to sort of like insert that sort of like, no, girl, we don't do it all together. Let's put our cards on the table. Because when you allow someone to go after you, or like they change their answers, and even then they could have changed their answer, child, because they wasn't all like right away Lily, and so they could have been like, the Lily. Anywho, Danny is shady. Danny is very shady. Like, I'm curious to what their experience is, what's their experience in the house with Danny, and how often does it talk to them, and like, what does it say? Like, I don't know. It was just so funny. Like, I think that commentary would never get old. Just like in the Big Brother house when it's like, turn down the music or lift up your mic. Like, I just love like a good call out. Like, no, girl, I see you. I'm not playing with you either. That pissed me off and say you don't know who Xavier is. I forgot who said that, but that's in my notes. Xavier is an iconic reality competition winner. So put some respect on that name. Dylan was cracking me up the whole entire first episode. Like, when I see Dylan, I just think of home, literally. And so seeing sort of that warmness, that bubbliness come on to the screen, I was in love. And so what the fuck y'all want to say? Shout out to my girl. Shout out to my niece. Go, yes, niece. Jack is plotting. I know that's right. Scrub out the scene. Like, get some targets. Like, I think in these games, I don't know how long they're supposed to be in here, but I think in these games, people are always afraid to sort of like start and throw the first move. And like, you don't necessarily need to do the first move, but you can scurry people up together. Like, what is it called when you put baking soda and vinegar and you get the fizzing and bubbling? Like, that's all you need. You don't need to necessarily throw the bowling pin and like, or throw the bowling ball. Lord, you don't necessarily need to throw the bowling ball and hope it hits a pin. Like, warm it up first. Nikki said get the shit wet first. And so, I thought it was cute for them to sort of like, see what are y'all thinking before they went to the hideout to where they did the AI conversation. And what I quote that I really liked was, might be the last time you at the gym. I love it. It didn't show enough plotting for me, and it didn't show who was aligned, but also it's day 1, it's night 1. And so they go to the hideout. I love everyone's pad, by the way. Like, I was expecting when they talked about like, you're going to play a game and sort of like the round circle and then the hideout, like I was expecting that to be very bunker style, very like the challenge grunge, like, babe, you're here to get dirty and messy and nasty, and so it really don't matter where you at. But it kind of gave cute. To be fair, it gave very circle. And so I really like that. Shout out to the girls in production or whoever set that on up. Dylan is shady. Marcel was ready. And Xavier is smart. I think that it was great that people saw that essentially Lily was being thrown out there. And they were like, okay, let me pretend to be Lily then. Since Lily already a threat, I want people to think that this is Lily because, like I said, at the end of the day, you want to make sure people don't know that you're anonymous. Because if they don't know that you're anonymous, then they're going to, if they don't know who your icon is, then there's more likely a chance that you're going to be anonymous and you're going to pick who gets voted out. And so they did the votes. And it was for Sydney, Lily, Jack, Marcel, Andy, Dylan, and Christopher. And so it means out of all these names, one of these people will be going home. Like, it increases the amount of people who can go home. And so I do like that aspect because it's not necessarily the anonymous gets to just pick randomly who they have a vendetta against. So like, I don't like that hoe, I'm getting her out. It's like, no, if their name's not brought up, meaning if you don't bring up, like, you have to do some work. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a specific target, put their name in a bucket. If you don't, keep it on the playground, keep it cute, keep it mute. Glad there added names who weren't big targets because you want to make sure it's options, especially if you're lying and to place the targets. And so I think that's why I like that it was 7 out of the 12 people, because here's the thing. If it's your allies who are all there and then you're anonymous, you have to vote out one of your allies. It's stupid, which is why I say play the game. And so episode 1, they end up back in the domain, I believe. Lily, I don't know, just let's see who the fake bitch. Like, all these people say that when they get into these games that, like, I'm going to be so treacherous and these people aren't going to see a thing coming. And they're lying. Like, and that's fine. Like, I think that there's people who like these social games to watch them. And I think there's people who navigate sort of social situations because they have to in life. But I think when you're placed in a game with people who you don't know and you're being recorded as well, I think it's not as easy. And I wouldn't know. Yeah, go ahead and cast me on one of these. But I wouldn't know necessarily sort of like what's running through their mind. But like, I feel like, like easier seen than done. And so shout out to that. And they had to take a test. And on the test, very similar to like the mole, like you have to pick like who do you think is the person, whose icon it is or whatever. And if people don't pick you, then you're most likely going to be anonymous. I don't know how they picked that. They haven't shown that, especially on episode 1. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, who's anonymous? And it's a cliffhanger. Hated that. But quick royal commentary. I'm going to have to give the crown to Dylan. Dylan was a star this episode. I think Dylan brought the people on out there. I was a little upset to see their name being thrown in the mix, but also it's good to sort of be an early target, not the early target, but to sort of be someone whose name's already thrown out, so people aren't like, oh, we haven't suspected this person. Oh no, you did, and then I guess we just forgot about it. Like, I think that's always a good place to be in these social games. And so Dylan gets the crown for me. Of course, like I said, I'm biased. And you know what? After this, Dylan gonna always have a crown for me, but we're gonna give the other people crowns as well. But Dylan for sure gets a crown for me. I'm gonna give a crown to you too, Robbie. I think you're playing a good game. I think shout out to you for winning the first competition, for winning safety, winning immunity. And let's see how the dice roll. I think who I would like to exile, girl, sort of immediately, who I'm not really sitting with, is Lily from that comment that she made. Like, I think she's a sweet girl, but it's just something about it for me when people are like, oh my gosh, big personalities, I don't know how I can compare and compete, which is fair and true. And so, like, I'm not mad that she said that, but because she said it, I'm like, oh, girl, you talking about me then. Gotta look out for you. I think Jack is always also someone to sort of look out for. And I'm kind of like, okay, Jack, I see you moving. And Xavier, of course. I think Xavier, I do feel like the moment they have an opportunity to shoot Xavier, they will, just because he won Big Brother, but it doesn't seem like they know. And so I think that might be safety for him, of people, I guess, not knowing about the first Black BBUS winner, or the most successful alliance is also All Black Alliance, but whatever, we hear, we move, we groove. Yeah, that's episode 1. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you think is going to be. And I think I put I think it's Lily. Wait, I don't remember if I said I think it's Lily who's anonymous, or I think it's Lily who got sent home. Forgot how they did the episode, but whatever it was, I put in my notes and I think it's Lily. I think it's her who's the anonymous. But Au revoir. Hear ye, hear ye. Have a good one.